Hey everybody, ladies and germs, what's going on? Your host AMF1534 here. Welcome back to Let's Play some more Gran Turismo 2, the real driving simulator. By the way, I really hate the usage of ladies and germs. I know that it's kind of like an older saying, but it's I don't, and I know that I just said it, but it's really awkward sounding. Like I know that I said it obviously, but I'm trying to illustrate a point on how weird that sounds coming out of your mouth. It's like, hey, ladies and debilitating bacteria that could potentially destroy your immune system and kill you. Sounds very organic coming off the tongue. So, last time what we did is since we ran into a roadblock a couple episodes ago, I decided to go out and for the better part of last episode, went out and got 2 more of the driver's licenses so that we could knock out one of these bad boys. So what we're doing today is we're starting up this pile of fun. So if you guys plan on watching these in succession, like all at once, since this is going to take roughly about 4 videos, I really hope that you have like a keg or a really large like vat of popcorn or other assorted foodstuffs that'll keep you busy, because this is going to take a little while. This endurance race takes right around 50 minutes or so. I did a test run of it a few days ago just to see roughly what we were looking at here. So it's going to take probably about 4 videos at the rate that we're going. We already have all the things that we need. We're driving the Skyline today, so it's going to throw us right out in the fray, and here we go. In 3, 2, 1, hey-ya! Okay, so just pretty much start this right up. So here we go, 30 laps of this. And all the cars, none of these cars have more than 295 horsepower, which I don't think that any of these actually have anywhere close to that. I think that they're all probably running like right around 200. So I'll bet you probably noticed that really weird diagram with those blue square-looking things. Well, that is going to illustrate the wear on our tires during the course of this race. As you can see, they're kind of changing colors a little bit. So once they hit like this really awkward kind of like orangish yellow tint, that's going to be saying pretty much that our tires have gone Mr. Clean status and they've gone totally bald, and then that might be a time that hitting up a pit stop wouldn't be a very bad idea. So more than likely though, we're only going to pit stop probably once during this entire race, and it's going to be about lap 15. So you don't really have a gas gauge in here, to my knowledge. I really don't think that you do. And so I don't think that would really ever be a situation that you'd have to pit for. I don't really think they took that into account. But the other cars will also take pit stops, so they're not like, it's not. They try to keep it, as real as possible, where, the other cars aren't totally, invulnerable to everything. They will take pit stops too, and they last just as long as yours do. They don't just like drive through and like, hey, fucker, I'm going through here and don't even care. So they'll do it. I don't really know if there's like a certain length until they do it, but they do it as well. So it's all good in the hood. Theoretically, if I really wanted to, I could go through this whole race without using a pit stop, but it starts getting kind of difficult to turn once your tires have really worn out all the way. So if I wanted to hit the pit stop, I'd go left right in there. And I'll probably be cutting across here just about every lap, just because it really does shave off a little bit of time. That was an awful turn, though. I will say that. So roughly, just about every lap, except for the one like this one here and ones where I'm coming out of the pit stop area back there, they're all going to be roughly about a minute 45 or less. I think the best lap that I've really ever executed was 1:37. So yeah, you're looking at about that much time for each one. I'm really excited for this just because of the idea that even though it's going to take for damn ever to really finish this, the prize that we get definitely outweighs the time spent doing it, because we're gonna get 150,000 simoleons, and then the prize card that we get for this is totally legit. We won't be using it for a while, however, but it is a pretty awesome car to have. So once we get through that, it's gonna be smooth sailing, and it'll open up a lot of options for us to do things later on. So let's see what else was going to talk about. Oh yeah, the grand objective here for me, obviously besides winning, I'm going to see if I can lap every car at least once. I wasn't able to pull it off in the test run that I did, but that's because I also had one lap where I totally spun out and ruined it for myself. So if I can do like a clean run where everything's pretty smooth, I think I might be able to lap everybody. So that's kind of my one objective for this whole thing, is to see if I can kind of like assert my dominance and be kind of the perennial douchebag and just be like, oh, I'm better than you guys. So after a little while, you'll see that I'm going to definitely space myself out amongst this whole thing. especially because of this little area right here. That really does save you a good couple of seconds. You can already see on the mini-map that I'm starting to get some distance between these little hellions. But yeah, I'll use this as a good platform just to talk about random things, as there's been enough of it going on in my life as of late. So things are good though, you know. I'm actually gonna go work out tonight. I got home last night. I was totally gonna go work out, and then I sat down and went straight to sleep, and that was really stupid actually. I was like, yay, man! I mean, I don't pay for my membership to the gym. I mean, my grandma definitely pays for it, but you know, she tells me if you don't use it, then I'm gonna make you pay for it. And so, you know, I've been trying to get in there as often as I can, but I've been so slammed at work because we don't really have a full staff there right now, so everybody's have to, you know, pick up the slack and work harder, which is cool with me. I mean, I've got the worker's mentality. I love doing work, even if, you know, people, and you guys have heard it all the time, I get people that piss me off on a daily basis all the time, but that doesn't mean that I hate my job. It just means that I hate some of the people that come into my job. Ooh, we're having a good lap so far. This might be one of those, you know, sub 140 laps if I can have a good last succession of turns here. The thing that I like about endurance races like this, where they're not like super difficult, is that they really help you hone your skills. That's the best part. It really helps you, especially when you do the same track, you do the same lap over and over and over again for, you know, X amount of times in a row. I mean, you pretty much, it gets engraved into your skull the exact way to tackle every lap. So it's kind of cool because it's going to come in handy later when we do like some of those championship circuits. Ooh, hey, there we go. There's our first sub, well, it's not really sub 140 because we were over it, but it was our first, you know, less than 141. Woo! Yeah, we were so slammed today though. I love having really busy business days. We did like way more money than I had expected. I was thinking, you know, it was going to be kind of one of those, you know, boring, lullful days, but it was something. Everybody that came in, they all got what they wanted. There wasn't anybody bitching about stuff, and so that was pretty exciting actually. I was pretty smitten by that. It was kind of weird. Like, I almost thought that it was like a full moon. Usually, just about every day, you get at least that one person that's just like, oh my god, you don't have what I want. What the hell's wrong with you? I drove all the way over here from 5 minutes away and you don't have what I want, but I was too stupid to call in first and ask if you had it so I wouldn't have to waste my gas that's really expensive in Oregon. I get that so often. People think that, you know, driving 10 minutes, you know, to get over to my store is like, you know, like a dimension away or something. Like they had to, you know, drive their entire lifespan to get over to my store. It's like, you do I mean, just throwing it out there, I live further away than that, and it's not that far of a drive. Like, going from Kaiser to Salem, if you jump on the freeway, it does not take that long. Like, if I get on the freeway from Kaiser to Salem, it takes me 4 minutes. So it's like, don't even try to put me on a guilt trip with that bullshit, you know? It's really stupid. I think that people really try to guilt trip you into thinking that they went through all this trouble to come in, and then you don't have what they wanted, so they're gonna try to, you know, put you all down in the dumpster about it. It's like, you know, you can just take that and shove it right up your old shit chute, because I don't want to hear it. Oh yeah. Luckily, our tires are still sitting green right now, so that's good. We are definitely sitting on Green Street Hooligans right now. That's a great movie, by the way. Oh, P.S. Let me, speaking of great things, even though this has nothing to do with what I was just talking about. Oh my god, the Blazers are getting destroyed right now. I looked over there just like a minute ago and they were losing like 49-42, and now it's 59-42. Jeez. And Dallas isn't even good. They're like 11th in conference. What the hell is wrong with everything? Oh well, whatever. So I downloaded a TurboGrafx 16 emulator the other day, and so I've been playing around with that a whole bunch, and I totally forgot how awesome of a system that is. I downloaded a couple of ROMs. I got like Raiden, like the arcade version of Raiden, and a couple other ones. And yeah, that system's awesome. It really is cool. I think that maybe one day in the future, maybe I'll do like a Let's Play of a TurboGrafx 16 game or something. They had I've been trying to find like a ROM image of. It's a rare title for that system. It was actually it was called Dracula X, and it's pretty much like it's a Castlevania game for people that never really caught on to that notion there. Apparently it's a pretty rare ROM for that system. Like if you were to actually buy a physical copy of it, it's like $175 on eBay. So it's not an easy one to get your hands on. And I've been trying to find an image of that works because I'm all up on Castlevania games right now. I'm sitting here playing, for the last couple of days I've been playing Castlevania Circle of Blood for Game Boy Advance. And it's a lot of fun. I mean, I love Castlevania games. I'm not like terribly good at them, so it would, definitely keep me from doing like a Let's Play series of it. Maybe, I don't know. Unless I had my friend Lige doing it. He's been a co-host on a couple of my series before. And, so maybe I could do one with him, because he's insanely good at those games. It's almost like terrifying how good he is. But he had a period of time where like that was his jam for a while. So he knows those games up and down. So who knows? Maybe we'll do a joint series with him on that one of these days. But yeah, so I've been kind of experimenting with a bunch of stuff just to really see what I can get going in my life. I'm actually not getting the type of spacing that I thought I was really going to get initially. This second place car is really giving me the business right now. I'll start passing some of these other people in no time, but my God, these guys are really not making it easy on me. And I'm really glad that they're playing this song right now instead of the one that I was really hoping they wouldn't play. So this is good. I would much rather... This is definitely the lesser of like 3 evils, since I think there's only like 3 songs in this soundtrack. So I'm all good there. I think I'll knock out maybe like 2 more laps and then we'll call it good for this initial episode of this long-ass endeavor of ours. I'm just excited. I'm going to go to the gym and work out. I'm going to maybe do like some cardio and some ab workouts because I've been really wanting to do that. And then I'll probably come back and have some dinner or whatever. Maybe watch some stuff on Netflix. I watched... I know that they... I don't know how many of you guys remember the game Dante's Inferno. It came out like a couple of years ago for 360 and PS3. It's like the game style was really similar to God of War. It's pretty much like the story of Dante, who his wife was like kidnapped by Lucifer, or actually his wife was killed. His wife and kids and family were killed by somebody who was like employed by Lucifer, and so he decides that he's going to go through like the 9 circles of hell and try to fight to reclaim her soul, pretty much. And so I never actually finished the game actually, but I was browsing around on Netflix, and they definitely had the animated film of that. And so I was like, oh, sick. And so I watched it, and it was really good, actually. I mean, as far as like an animated film is concerned, like, especially ones that they adapt out of like video games and stuff, especially for games that don't have like a really deep storyline, you kind of end up getting a nice little shit sandwich. But it was really good. I can't stress enough how well they did with it. Like, the voice acting was really good. I think that they had like Steve Bloom in it, the same guy that was in the Fear Perseus Mandate Let's Play that I'm doing right now, and he's been in like a whole bunch of anime series and things. Oh no, okay, jeez. We almost lost it right there. That could have been potentially bad. Almost spun out, almost ruined the perfect run. The perfect cast. Yeah. No, don't do it. God, this is always the spot where if I ever spin out, it's always on that little stretch every time. It really bugs me. All right. I think we'll make this the final lap of the of this video. So once we get through here, then we'll call it good. Actually, we've done pretty well. I mean, we're going to be sitting on about 15 minutes by the time once we get down there. So we're actually on pace to do quite well, if I don't say so myself. It's a good thing I don't really get tired of this race. It's just enough time to where it's not too long and it's not too short. This is actually probably one of my favorite tracks in the game because it's just, I don't know, it kind of gives you a little bit of everything. It gives you some hills and some nice technical turns and a whole bunch of good things. Oh, there we go. This is going to be a little bit of a slower lap because I had a couple of slip ups there. But I will start catching these guys. As Especially once we get later on in the race when people are going to start doing pit stops more often. So that's one thing I have to look forward to. The second place guy is really holding his own, though. I'm actually very impressed. Usually I have a pretty significant lead on him by now. But he's doing well. I gotta give him some... Oh, no wonder why. That's definitely a Lotus. That definitely explains that. Okay, I see what's going on. Alright guys, well, we have run out of time for now. As soon as I cross the finish line here, I'll pause it up. So, when we come back on the next installment of Let's Play Gran Turismo 2, the Real Driving Simulator, we're going to go into the second leg of this endurance race. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. When we come back, we'll probably get up to, probably lap 18 or so, from what it seems like we're doing here. Maybe even a little more, who knows. So yeah, I'm going to go head to the gym right now, pump some of that iron, because I'm trying to get in shape, because I'm definitely not, at least not necessarily. So yeah, this is your host AMF1534 saying thank you guys for stopping by this evening, and I will talk to you probably in a day or two. So yeah, you guys take care, and I'll see you later. Bye.